I just have to share with you this customer service story. Yesterday it went full circle and the ending's pretty amazing. Okay, if you watch my other videos, you know that last Sunday we had to take baby Drew to urgent care. Becky and I were on the couch with Drew at about 8 o'clock, and he was feeding, and he was kind of miserable. And then he just threw up everything, and he just looked like something was wrong. Nose was leaking, you know, things just weren't going the way he wanted it to go. So we took him into urgent care. It happened to be the one that our buddy Dr. Cruz works at, but he wasn't there. We got somebody else, and actually Becky was there. I was home. I was feeling miserable myself. Becky went to Walgreens to try to pick up the prescription, but it wasn't there yet. And after an hour or so, Walgreens called back and still no prescription. Okay, so we called urgent care again. Oh, we'll send it. And I went upstairs and went to bed. My head was just pounding. It was just full of whatever. But I got woken up at 12:30. Becky was crying. She had baby Drew. He was miserable and said that Walgreens just called and urgent care had closed and no prescription had been called in. Okay, so I immediately called Affinity's Nurse Direct, and a really nice lady tried to help, but she said because some computer systems didn't talk with the urgent care over on Richmond Street, the first thing I needed to do was to try to call my doctor at Kakana Clinic and to get the on-call doctor. So we called. Dr. Russo picked up the phone and said, yes, I can help you. Asked some questions about baby Drew, and he said, I'll call right away. And 15 minutes later, Walgreens called and told me that there was a prescription waiting for us. Fantastic. It took about 2-3 hours for me to kind of get through that. So in my kind of scrambling to get some answers on what to do, I had reached out to Dr. Cruz and his wife, and never really thought anything else about it. Kind of left her a message saying, okay, we got it all taken care of. Well, the next day, she said that I think you should talk to someone at customer care at Affinity. This one nice lady by the name of Sharon called me and asked me for some additional information. I told her what had happened. You know, I told her that this wasn't a grudge, that I wasn't mad or upset. I just thought that there were, you know, something broke down. And she talked to me for a few minutes, and then she asked me, would you like a follow-up call? And I said, no, this really isn't. I'm not busting anybody's chops. This isn't a significant complaint. It's you know, I want this to be a learning experience, and just to make sure that, you know, someone else doesn't fall into the same situation. So she was very nice. Yesterday, believe it or not, completely blew me away. Foreign phone number on my work. It was a doctor, and I don't remember her name. She had a very strong accent, but she was as sweet as could be, and she said, you know, Mr. Clifford, I'm sorry. The fact that she called and she said, I hope baby Drew's getting better. I understand that he's on the mend, which is true. And she just said, I'm sorry. And I thought that was absolutely positively the most amazing phone call I had received all day. Just think about what this world would be like if more people said, I'm sorry. Think about how many people spend so much time deflecting. It's not my fault, it's not my fault, it's not my fault. And the chances that it was actually her fault are actually probably slim. I'm pretty sure she wrote out a script, gave it to a nurse or an assistant, and something happened there. So I immediately called the hospital and talked to a gentleman by the name of Travis Anderson, who is the president of St. Elizabeth's Hospital. I had breakfast with him that morning and had built a connection. And I said, I have a customer service story that I want to share with you. And I told him the story, and he said that made my day. I think customer service like that guarantees that you have a customer for life. But I promise you that if it was in my control, I would never leave Affinity. I think that one experience has changed everything for me. It hasn't changed my feelings for Affinity, but that has solidified the fact that those people get it. They picked up the phone. That doctor took the time. I have no idea how many hundreds of dollars an hour that doctor makes, but she took the time, that 3-minute phone call, to call me and say she was sorry. That made the world, and that really built a lasting relationship. So thank you, Affinity Health, for customer service that was absolutely amazing. I'm blown away. Thank you for taking good care of me and my family.